Last episode of Unit 5! Structure! But first, the title. Everything you need to ace English language arts in one biggie fatty notebook with structure! Yes, I'm actually serious! So here's the thing. Structure is the organization of a text, or how the pieces fit together. Some common structures in nonfiction are basically these. The compare and contrast structure, where someone analyzes what is similar about two or more things that are what is different. Basically, here you can use a Venn diagram to help you, because they show the similarities and differences. I really wish the multiverse existed right now! Second thing is the chronological structure. Now, this video is just going to be about what these structures are about and what they are. Chronological structures are basically things that it's a structure that organizes events by what they happened. Like a timeline. You can create a timeline about your birth if you're writing a memoir or something. So you start with your birth, and then you start with your toddler years or childhood years. Then you kick it up into high gear in the teenage years, and then you can keep going. And then you write about your first adult life if it's less this is the area you are, and then you get to today, and then you get to today. So yeah, that's how you do a chronological structure. Next up, you are gonna have to find out yourself about the process structure. It explains a series of actions and how they happen. It's basically a list. And the list is basically your process. And how you do that process is basically what matters. So this structure often overlaps with chronological and cause and effect structures usually, because how it happened, what happened, that's the compare and contrast, and why is it different from that. Also, you sometimes put it in order from time. Next, you have cause and effect structures. Basically, you're going to have to see what happened, and then what you did, and then what happened afterwards. The process can also include this. It can cause and effects also include compare and contrast sometimes too, but that's a totally different thing. Yeah, it's a totally different thing. Next, you have problem and solution structures. Sometimes I write my ends just a bit more, just to mess with people, but then I always forget that not to do that in YouTube videos. Anyway, so problem and solution structures explains a problem and then offers a solution. Obviously, lots of people try to start out hey, I have a problem, miss. Yeah, here's the solution. Bam. I don't think that's a really good idea of teaching kindergartners or anything. But you have to practice, tell them the solution, and then on the next solution, you make them try out the solution. That's what math classes do, but personally, this is what I would do. I'll tell them the solution, and then make sure that they're listening, tell them how they get to the solution. And then I'll give them another problem, make them figure it out themselves. When they all can't, then I'll just do the steps, and then except for the last step, and then they'll probably get it. I mean, here's the thing about math class people. They're these questions on a test, and then they don't know that they can use the same thing for the same question. They think they're completely different questions. The methods are the same, but then if you change the numbers, then they'll be I need a completely different method. Moving away from math class, next up we have description structures. In description structures, it gives an account of something by offering the relevant details, characteristics, and information. So that's it. So we have, as a review, compare and contrast, chronological, process, cause and effect, problem and solution, and finally, description. And that's it for today. I actually hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Next up, it's the employees of the year, but I'm gonna have to think of a different name. See you guys soon. For now, peace.